Sanjeet, I think this is the first time that people are seeing what this is. Why don't you tell people what this is and introduce yourself?
Hi, namaste to everyone. My name is Sanjeet. I am a current president of NSA Board 2021-2022. I'm a computer science major, studying IT minor, and a bioengineering second major. Thank you, Prajesh, for introducing this thing to NSA for the first time in about 4 or 5 years now. This is something very different and nice that we're looking in.
Yeah, something to focus on there is that Sanjeet is the current president of NSA. I think you're kind of new to this, so you're also like, kind of tipping your toes into an unknown territory, figuring stuff out, right?
I haven't done this in a while now, so yeah, it's a new.
Yeah, I just wanted to emphasize that Sanjeet is the president of NSA as of right now. Very charming guy. Next to me, we have Seema. Seema, why don't you introduce yourself to the people?
Hi everyone, my name is Seema Podel. I'm the secretary at NSA. This is third year in Mason, so I'm a senior. Well, yeah, and then so far it's been great. We didn't get to enjoy a lot last year because of COVID, but I'm very glad for this platform. And I'm also a biology major, minoring in biopsychology. So that's about it.
I think you can see that there is like a little bit of tension in Seema's face because she has been carrying like a lot of this stuff. We have like 2 cameras set up right now. There's one and there's the other one. Just focus on Sanjeet on the other one, giving him the emphasis. But Seema has been helping out a lot. Like we had to take out the tripod first, and then the cameras.
It was a lot.
Yeah,
right?
and then
but
we have
thank
to,
you.
Yeah, and then we have to move places in order to find this one. And funny thing about even this place.
Yeah, the story was there was this guy sitting here. He was working on something, and I thought of just shooting my shot. Right, you won't know until you shoot your shot.
Yeah.
So I just told him this room is booked for us for a couple of hours. He was talking to someone, so I let him finish his talk, and he moved out.
Wow.
And then we got this room, or else we'd have been like
Stuck
homeless.
outside.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
we've been looking places around, but
Yeah.
That's very smart.
Yeah, I think at first like we went downstairs, tried the theater, and they kicked us out. We had everything set up. We were ready to film in the theater seats, and then they just someone came in and they were like, "Hey, you guys have to book this room if you want to use this room." And then we hadn't. We were just walking in, kind of strangers to that room.
Oh, let me hold you right there. Why don't you introduce yourself?
I was about to. Thank you. So I am the current vice president of NSA. Very glad to be part of the club. Funny enough, I applied for the role and I wasn't serious about it. I was just like, I let the people know. I was like, hey, this is what we were gonna do. No, hey, my name is Prajas and I wanted to be like the vice president of the club because I wanted to film some stuff for you guys and I didn't want anybody to get in my way. And they were like, yeah, the position is open, so you guys can definitely like no questions asked. He was like, yeah, you are the vice president. Can you introduce people what NSA actually is? Because like I imagine, let's just build this from the ground up because this is the first episode, right? I just want people to know what NSA is and what we kind of like stand for.
So basically, when I say NSA and I say I'm a current president of NSA, people think it's National Security Agency, the one that is run by the U.S. government and not Nepalese Student Association. And I don't know why, but sometimes I do get a boost and I was like, yeah, I'm a current president, but they don't understand what NSA is actually about. So NSA, I don't know the brief history when it was established, but I think it was 2014-15 when they started. When the Mason had a lot of Nepali students, that's when they established NSA. As per my knowledge, I don't remember. I don't want to provide misinformation, but yeah, that's when they started, and then we started promoting Nepali culture more to Mason because Mason has a lot of varieties of students, right? I think we out of 30,000, 40,000 students, there are a lot of international students who come here, and NSA had been established just to make sure that we promote our culture. Since that time, we have done events in the past where we do Taste of Dasai, which is one of our big event, which also promotes our Nepali culture. Also to let everyone know that NSA is not only for Nepali people, but also for everyone else.
Yeah, but we're not that diverse as of yet.
As of yet,
I've
but
seen
we are
very
trying
few-
our best.
I've,
yes.
I've seen very few diversity in
Yeah,
NSA.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
there are a lot of.
I think the culture we grow up from, we're not so much into reaching out to people. That's a drawback we have, and
Yeah.
I totally accept that.
Yeah.
Like we don't want to talk to people.
Yeah.
Even let's
Very
say-
conservative.
Yes,
Yeah.
not conservative. It's just that we have not been treated like we have not been brought up that way back home.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
we are limited to circle of people. We limit ourselves to friends. Here,
Yeah.
you don't limit. If somebody comes to you and talk,
Yeah.
you talk. But
Yeah.
back home, you don't.
Yeah.
You only have that amount of people to talk to. So
I see.
I think that's one of the drawbacks we have as an economy.
Interesting. Yeah. Seema, why don't you how did you get associated with NSA? Like what drew you in? Like being a senior. Is this your first time on board?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
it is.
Why don't you tell people like what draw you into NSA and what you're doing?
So first of all, my friend Aviga, she introduced me to this club, and then when I first went to Taste of the Sea, it was very fun. Like I got to see a lot of performances, like dance.
I think that was in 2019, right?
Yeah, last year, 2019. Yeah. A year ago, well. Yeah, I just got so interested in it. So I was like, okay, let me just join this club, and I just want to perform or, give volunteer or something.
Yeah.
So I joined the club, but unfortunately last year we didn't get to do much. I practiced dance for a week, but we didn't even get to perform. So that
Yeah, COVID, right?
that was bad luck.
COVID was just a big drawback for NSA
Yeah.
to we could not do anything. We only did one event that I think you were part of that on a virtual meeting that we had, and that was about it because every time we tried to do something, there would always be something coming up, and people were scared of COVID, and vaccination was not a thing at that point in time. So
And to that point, what do you think is your favorite thing about NSA? Like, is there anything in particular that you enjoy that you look forward to?
So, I'm very much not into getting connected with people.
Yeah, very introverted. You
Yeah.
have told me that many times, but I don't. To be honest with you, I don't see it on the outside. Maybe you feel that way on the
I just
inside.
stay back. I just don't like talking to people.
Okay.
But after being with NSA, I've just gained so much of friends. At least like the circle that we have, our ex-president Kushal,
Yeah.
he was the one who introduced me to NSA first.
Yeah.
And that's when we all got connected. Like I didn't even take my time to get connected with them. Reason, Sulav, there were so many, and then
Right. These are all
Jenny
board
Sa-
members. Yeah. For people who don't know, all these names.
So Kusha was our president before the year when I joined. Janisha was the president. Kusha was vice president.
Yeah.
Reason has always been our advisor. Sulabh is our NSA member, but he's always there when we need him. There were so many people. I just got connected to them,
Right.
and that was like, okay, now since I'm in this big school, I need to start getting to know about more people.
Yeah.
And when I did that, NSA helped me, and that was the particular reason for me to be part of NSA.
I see. Interesting enough. I think for me, I mean, you bring up a great point. Even if you are introverted, once you have your own people, and I think part of the reason why a lot of people that I meet who are Nepali or introverted is probably because of the cultural shift that they go through. Because a lot of the times, I don't really see a lot of introversion in Nepal itself. It's kind of like a new term. I think everybody is extroverted there. Like a lot of the population is, at least, like even in school, right? But when you make that culture shift, when you transfer from there to here, it's like you're missing something, and then you just want to hey, I don't belong here. Like this is not my culture. Like I don't fit in here. Seema here, on the other hand, very extroverted, very talkative to people. Very talkative to people. We were setting up our kiosk today, and she was like, Seema was like walking up to people and was like, hey, do you want to sign up for NSA or no? Like straight up, like very extroverted. Why don't you tell people about your extroversion? Are you comfortable around people?
Not too much. I'm just like Sanjit. I'm also introverted, but I just want to do my part and reach out to people.
Yeah.
It's not too hard sometimes, but talking to people is also.
Let's just go into the mission first. Like, where do you think, how has NSA been in the past? And this is like right now in the present, you're stepping in as a president, right? Where do you want to take NSA? Where do you think this thing or this community at Mason is going? What's your vision? What do you want to do with it?
So, you cannot change organization in 1 year, but there has to be effort made by every single individual who is part of the association itself.
Yeah.
My vision is to make sure that, when we say NSA, I want people to know it as, GMU NSA, the one is in the one Nepali Student Association in Mason, so that people just click in. I know about this place.
Right.
I mean, not place, but the association. I know these people.
I think my question was, having a goal like that, having people to know, or at least like a decent amount. Maybe everybody is not going to know, but at least like a decent amount of promotion or a decent amount of exposure to Nepal and to Nepali culture. What are like some of the steps that you have envisioned? If that's your goal, is there like any pointers, any steps that you envision for NSA to take, and for people who are involved in this organization to take in order to reach that goal? Is there anything that you've thought of? I know that I'm kind of putting you in a hard position, but listen, you're the president. You're the president.
Your question
I'm not gonna
make sense, right?
Yeah.
But at this point of time, I'll be very honest with you. There is nothing we have done, and my goal is to make sure that we promote, advertise, let people know. That's the most important thing.
After seeing this podcast, I won't be surprised if like ISA or PSA start doing their own podcast, because
and
like
I would be happy for them to do it, because at least we got started. Whoever does it, I'm fine. It's we all should be fine for people to start doing by looking at us and learning it. And I wish them all the best. I don't think they have the team that we have.
Real beef going on.
I don't have no beef with anybody, but to be honest with you, it does take a lot of dedication in order to manage an organization.
It's one thing for someone like an organization to put up a time and a date, and it's another thing for people to show up there. So kudos to all the people who.
Yeah, thank you to everyone who shows up, tries to help, and I think we work and study at the same time. So managing that thing, and then you have a family to take care of. And I appreciate each and every one of the board members, as well as our NSA family members, who are always there trying to, they always ask, are we doing something? Are we doing anything? And that just makes me so happy. Like, at least they're interested, right? They're not walking off. They would be there when we need them. I appreciate that a lot.
The participation factor, especially the physical participation factor, really
like they'll come when you need them.
They'll
really be there whenever you want them.
Kudos to them. Seema, I kind of feel awkward not passing the mic to you, but I did want to ask you the same question that I was asking Sanjeev. By the way, like to all the people, like this is completely free flow. I haven't given them like any scripts or anything. Even the questions that I'm coming up with, like it's absolutely on the spot. But I wanted to ask you the same question, like. What do you envision for NSA? I know like most of the envisioning is to be done by the director, like the president himself. But being the part of the board member, like where do you think NSA? What do you expect from NSA, and where do you want to take it, if anything? Are there like events or like organizations or like anything that you're excited about? Anything new that you want to bring to the table? Any thoughts on that?
So
big question, by the way.
Yeah.
That was a lot. That was a lot of questions
in
one question. There was a lot to answer.
Yeah. The thing here is due to last year, you all know, the school spirit has almost been dead, and right now we're waking up. Like we want to do something for the organization so that other people can know about it and like participate in person. We want to advertise as much as we can, and like I'm glad that I have had some people coming and reaching out to me saying that, I want to perform for Taste of the Sun. Can I do that? And I'm like, it feels so happy. Like as a secretary of NSA, I have this right to like make decision and give my like work and all that.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's so hard that you're always busy with your own work schedule and all that. But I'm pretty glad that I've been able to help.
By the way, like kudos to you too, like for showing up and like doing this podcast with us. I know that you had to carry like a lot of stuff. I wanted to talk about like NSA's social media presence, because I know like that's a big one, right? Building the base there. I mean, in reality, here we are like talking to each other, but like at the same time, if this podcast gets distribution, that's like a bigger form of leverage. Like people can, even after we're done, people can watch it at their own time, like whenever they have the small free time that you talked about. So having that online presence, and I've looked at other organization. Mason has this organization, Indian student organization, and Pakistani student organization.
All of them are doing good.
Yeah.
We lack in social media outreach. I won't lie to you.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can just go up and see our followers. But my intention is to change that. We want to grow big. If you want to grow big at this point in time on 21st century, right? We're on a social media sensation.
Yeah.
So if you want to do that, you always have to outreach.
Yeah.
Like you have to tell people, join NSA, or you don't want to be mean and pushing at the same time, but just like, send us a small shout out. Like, there you go.
Yeah.
NSA, join NSA, anything.
Yeah, I think what ISA and PSA has done, like I'm very fan of their work, but at the same time, because I'm a board member at NSA,
You can't. You're not allowed to do that.
Like PSA, I'm kind of jealous of what you guys have done. Like the portfolio, the Instagram pages look so beautiful, so aesthetically pleasing and whatnot. So kudos to you guys. It's also that sometimes whenever I'm visiting other account pages from like other organization, I see a lot of like, I feel like a sense of community, like a very dense sense of community, like a very like very socializing, very like, hey, we're here, we did this, we did that. And like every time I go like check other people's account, it's so much of that, like, hey, I want to be there, I wanted to be in that, right? NSA for sure has been lacking that. But the other thing that I thought of that NSA could take advantage of was a website, a personal website, www.nsa.com, and like you have a bunch of articles, bunch of resources. I think.
Yes. So, good thing that you brought that up. We do have our website. It's a personal website for NSA only. Yes, we have not been able to manage that well, but I think we're working on it. Kudos to Reason, who is working on it. He's the one who created the website for NSA.
Yeah.
We do have to make some necessary changes on it, like, put our flyers out there, put the events date and every single link that we can. But at the same time, when we're doing that, we would also need help from our NSA members too, right? Okay, because you want to do something when somebody else is interested, and I don't see much of that happening.
I see. I think for me, I've struggled with that too. Whenever like I'm pitching someone like some kind of idea, it's always hard to get that 0 to like one person get involved, and I think it's a lot easier after you have that one person.
So that's the thing. If you don't have enough people to join the event or be interested in that, you just don't want to do it.
Yeah.
That's what happened last year. We wanted to do some of the events, even online. You just sit and talk. We wanted to do that, but nobody showed up.
Yeah. I think a lot of people definitely have like choose like comfort over like discomfort, right? Like that's one of the big reasons. That's why we procrastinate, because we want to be comfortable.
Always.
In our own space. I think like touching like having that one person after you have like some form of community engagement. I mean, I don't know, like as a president, I don't know what you can do to make other people like more engaged. That's like one of the creative challenges. One thing that I do enjoy about NSA is like the diverse like majors that like each individual associated with the organization has. I mean, we do have a lot of IT majors,
Computer science majors.
yeah, computer science majors, a lot of that too, like taking advantage of that.
I mean, when you're a kid, your parents always say doctor, engineer, nurse.
Yeah, those are the three
That's
ones.
the three things.
Were you ever like, did your parents ever expect you to do anything else than, were they pushing you for like a nurse or something? Or were they just like, go, Priyanka Kargi?
Well, growing up, I always wanted to be doctor. So,
See,
of course, my mom.
We always have, when Dasima, right? When we put tika on our forehead. No, don't be what you want to be. It's just doctor, engineer, and
Yeah,
nurse. Paisa
yeah.
kamao. No, don't. It's not be happy. Do what you want to do in life.
Yeah.
We don't get that.
I think Simo was
So-
definitely put in the Tika. They were like, become an actress or a
Yeah.
model. Don't go
Not
for
that.
engineering. No
They
doctor.
always, I think they always said, be a doctor, engineer, pilot, whatever. But it's not only them giving me blessing, but it's my wish. It's what I want to do.
No, there are people
Of
who
course,
fulfill their wishes too.
Yeah. Besides studying for medical school, I also love doing modeling. That's something I want to I love taking pictures, but also I'm not very good at it. So I
Yeah.
just want to learn about other aspects besides studying just for biology. But yeah, I always wanted to be in the medical field. So it's a good thing.
Well, I think exactly like on the point. I think what Sima said, like being like physically, it's so different because last year everybody was deprived of that social presence, right? Everybody was like, where are people? Staying at home, like staying at home was comfortable, but after a while, even the sugar that you're eating, which feels sweet at first, after a while,
Too much sugar is bitter.
Yeah, it gets bitter. The same thing happened with COVID. I assume like a lot of people are able to relate to that. But once the fact that I'm here on campus, the fact that there are so many like creative people just like walking around me, just like Seema said, Seema is a different major, you're a different major, I'm a different major, right? And a lot of other Nepali people that I've met are also, they're very curious. Like some of them are like IT majors, but is like interested in dancing and whatnot.
Yeah.
And we have a lot of those too. Like I see a lot of diversity here, especially in the creative medium. I would say that I've not met like maybe like one or two exceptionals. A lot of people in the art department from like Nepali side, but it is interesting to meet like some of those people and see what they're doing. I think that brings that much more creative diversity, which like any organization absolutely needs, because like NSA needs perspective. If someone goes, hey, we're gonna do this, and then if everybody is nodding their head, then they're probably not doing something right. It becomes more of like a dictatorship than anything. And I think having like diverse people in diverse association does create that, like a community feeling, a community vibe, and those
It does, because then you get to.
One of the cameras is shut off, so I'm just gonna use the other camera to film the whole settings. But since you did, so can you see yourself?
You might want to
No,
zoom.
it's kind of far from me.
Really?
I have to like
Here, you can
straight.
here. Just shift a little. That's it.
No, you can see it. It says zoomed in.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's a bit-
No,
But we
that's
should-
okay. Everybody in the same shot. Everybody looking good.
Yeah.
Seema looking pretty.
Thank
Lights. I think everything is. By
Let's
the way, we
camera
don't-
in action again
Yeah.
for a third take.
No, we're still rolling. But I think on the same note, like having those creative differences can create like a huge resource that NSA can definitely take advantage of.
It does, because let's say I'm a computer science major. She's a bio major. You're an arts major, right?
Yeah.
Three people, three different fields of knowledge.
Yeah.
You can always share your ideas.
Yeah. Completely.
But what if we all three are computer major or arts major? Same thing.
Yeah. I mean,
So-
it would be interesting. I think it makes it more powerful, but at the same time, you lack like different perspectives. I mean, if say NSA was like a tech heavy organization, like,
Yeah.
that would be great. Like everybody computer science major, like that would be work in the advantage of NSA. But I think having like being the president, I think it's also important to like understand like those, like different people, different fields, different creative leverages like that you can hone in for.
Yeah, instead of NSA would have been CSA then, Computer Science Association.
Yeah, that too. I mean, it almost is. If you look at the percentage, what, like 80%?
Yeah, I think it's because, like I said, we come from a small country, right? And when we look ourselves towards the future, we only see engineering, doctor, pilot as money-making machine.
Yeah.
But we don't see that there are other professions too that you can make money
Yeah.
and be happy with.
Yeah.
People always choose money over their happiness.
Yeah.
Coming back to your question
Sure.
about having diverse people, and if that's going to make a difference or not, it does make a difference. Because I would not have come up with your idea
Yeah.
of doing a podcast.
Yeah, right.
I would not, because I would have just been sitting in a corner using my computer doing my assignment.
Yeah.
But this is your major, so you know what you're doing. See,
Yeah.
that's a difference it makes when
Right.
you have a diverse community.
Any
Yeah, this is
thoughts?
our-
Because we have been. Oh, by the way, like this is the first time like both of you guys have.
Yeah, it's
done.
the first time we were doing podcast.
Yeah, this is the first time that.
I'm not even looking at the camera because I'm a camera shy person.
Oh, okay.
I don't like being on cameras. But yeah, this was a very good experience. Yeah, I do have stage fear coming out to people and talking to them.
Yeah.
I have that fear. But right now,
Imposter syndrome.
I just don't know. I think, I have a habit of talking a lot. If I start talking,
Yeah.
and I always lose my track when I talk,
Yeah.
that's where I have to stop myself. But doing this made me sure that I'm not speaking a lot or
Yeah.
less. So
Yeah, once you get involved in you're used to it, so it feels.
Yeah, I mean,
it gives you confidence.
Yeah,
it makes
right.
you feel more confident towards doing something else too.
right.
Outreaching, right? You can't outreach if you're introvert. You cannot.
Yeah.
But if you think by doing this and talking to people, hopefully people will start reaching out to us, and then we'll be more comfortable talking to them.
I see.
So
Good point there. I mean, with the
and
podcast.
then this is all impromptu. There is no scripts. We just barged in.
Yeah,
and
very
started
off the
doing
pill.
it.
Yeah.
You're just rolling
very off the
pedal.
pill, off the
Yeah.
head. Sanjeev just explaining why he's an introvert.
So are you gonna continue with this next year too? Are you gonna be on board and doing this podcast and all the video making?
This is my hope for this podcast is gonna be it's like I definitely don't want to lose it, right? I just don't want it to be like a one-time hit and then just let it go. I mean, people who are watching it, if you have made it till the end, that probably means that this podcast is going somewhere, right? But if people don't like it, then there is no reason to continue. But there are definitely spots that we can improve upon. It's a hassle for sure, but it's not something that I want to lose. It's something that I think if a lot of the stuff that can be brought into NSA, it's a value proposition, right? Like I have to make people understand what the value is in that thing because it's completely new. I think once I set it up and I do this, once this thing is released, I think people get the value of it, right? People understand, oh, this is what a podcast is about. Maybe I want to get involved. Maybe I can reach out to NSA. Hey, this is the stuff that I'm interested in. Why not we have a discussion about this? This is how I can help you. And this is how the podcast can help other people. I know I'm cutting you off, but explaining a value of something new is the difficult challenge, and I've tried to do that with a lot of people here, and sometimes it doesn't get across as well because we have not done it yet, so it's a difficult sell. But once this comes out, I think I have some ideas in my head that I want to definitely execute with you guys or whoever is on board or see the value in podcasting. On the top of my head, the number one thing is probably going to be creating a resource for especially Nepali student in online medium. Because the physical presence of NSA is there. We are a community. If you want to hang out, we're always here. But sometimes there are people who are trying to get into America, and study here. and they do not know the know-how. Yeah, the know-how of like the American education system, college experience,
You know,
what to
on that
expect.
part, right? I came here as an international student. I still am an international student, and that might that's a really good point. That's the worst thing you can ever go through. Like coming here, not having someone to guide you, and then figuring things out on your own. That's a lot to process. And if we are successful enough to make NSA a platform where people can outreach and ask questions, and if I, as a person of individual, can make a difference in their life, I would like whenever you need me, call me. I'll be there.
Yeah.
Because I've been through a lot. I don't want to
Absolutely.
explain that thing right here, but it's a lot to process. It's a lot to take. Coming to Mason as an international student, paying that big amount of fee, it's a lot.
Yeah, obviously, like,
I would definitely want to reach out and help people to all the extent I can,
yeah,
and I'll do my best. Um, Physically, emotionally, whatever the aspect of lives are,
yeah.
I would love to help them.
Like Seema has her own story of like how she got here. I have my own
Yeah.
story, and I think a lot of the people, be them or their parents, they know like the pain of like being an immigrant or being like the first generation or even like the second generation. They know the stories. They know the horror
pain,
stories.
yeah.
Yeah. The emotional trauma or like having no one to socialize to, no one to relate to, different culture, different worlds.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes you feel like an alien here. You're walking around like,
I mean,
For sure.
look at our country and look at this country.
yeah,
One day you don't work, the other day you don't get food.
yeah,
Back home, you don't work, that's fine. Somebody else is going to feed you for sure.
yeah, yeah. I think that's something that some people have already gone through. People like you and me who are already in the States, and there are some people
Who are planning to go through that. I would, if we reach out to people, I do want to let them know, as an individual, as an organization, it doesn't matter.
yeah,
Reach out,
yeah,
ask for help.
yeah,
It's necessary. It's important to ask.
yeah,
To say I need help, it's not a problem. It's something you need to get it resolved.
yeah.
And if you don't ask, nobody's gonna come to help you.
Yeah. And I think as the podcast evolves, if it does, because I don't think I would, excuse me. Seema, by the way, like if you want to say something, just let me know because I feel like,
No, you're good.
okay. Because I have the mic, like I'm holding the mic like by myself and I'm just like, should I pass it over?
You can start talking.
Okay. Yeah, like I don't think I don't know if I'll be able to like help with every podcast episode, but it's definitely a direction that I want NSA, like especially in the podcast medium or like especially in the online medium to like consider, those international students who want to make that transfer, just making it easier, just like honing that experience of like, being an immigrant, like going through that process.
If
and all
one
of
has
that.
already gone through, 10 does not have to.
Yeah.
The
it's
10
definitely-
can come out of that suffer
Yeah.
and be a little more happy.
Yeah.
But we need to have that good intention of helping.
Yeah.
It's up to us to make sure that those people are being helped.
Definitely.
Yes, sometimes we have our own personal problems going on,
Right.
and then we might not be able to reach you at the same time, but we'll definitely get back to you.
Yeah.
Like reach out to us. We have our social medias: Facebook, Instagram. We don't have a phone number as of yet, but email us on our Gmail account, and if you even reach out to us as an
On
individual.
TikTok at NSA.
I don't think we have a TikTok,
Yeah.
but anything else than that, just reach out.
Yeah.
Just ask.
Yeah. And I
It's that
think
easy.
once you like look at NSA from that perspective, it opens up like so many more doors. Of course, like participation, involvement, and whatnot. Like everything is.
I mean, fun is on one side, but getting help is on the other side. I mean, I don't have much to add.
closing
it's-
thoughts. If someone needs to do my assignment, someone wants to do my assignment, please reach out to me.
Yeah, by
I'll
the
send
time
you-
you start watching this, he would be done with his assignment. He would be dropping out from school. I personally feel that it's always better to reach out and ask for help if you need. And my main focus is on that, because I've seen people who get depressed and they're sad because they don't have any help. And I focus on that because I've been through that. I've not been through depression and be like, oh, I want to kill myself and all that bullshit, but I don't want people not to feel like that. You know, you don't know what people go through in life, but all we can do is help them, right? To the extent where we can. I mean, don't not overdo ourselves. But yet we can. And NSA.
I think NSA needs to have like a philosophical board, and Sanjeet can take over that. This is our philosophy department. If you have any philosophical questions,
if you need any counseling, if you need any guidance towards life, just come out. I'll give you a.
On the other hand, if you want to be happy, Seema is there. Like, she would just smile and talk to you.
Yeah, just come and talk to me. I'll be there.
Every time I see Seema, like, she's just happy.
She's smiling all the time.
Yeah, so many people say that. Like, it's good to smile though.
Yeah. Well, I'm just glad that this first episode was done. Like, thank you guys for being here.
Thank you for having us. That's like, it's a progress we made. At least me as a person on social media, it's a big progress I made. So definitely. Thanks to you, Prajesh, our vice president.
We have other events coming up. If you can just look at our rooster and like hit the link on.
We'll have it on our Instagram page, on Facebook page. We'll be updating on that.
Call us, join us. We're gonna have fun. Trying to come up with different event ideas. Trying to propose like a lot of brainstorming.
Yeah,
right?
Any ideas is appreciated and would be put forward to the board. We have Samba, who is our treasurer. He needs to look into those things because he's very strict when it comes to that. But if we can, it's doable, we'll do it.
Yeah.
Because we want to have fun, right? This is the time, I guess, once you're 25, 30, you start having your life, you make other decisions in life. So enjoy your life right now.
All right.
And be part of NSA.
And that's it. Namaste.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Thank you for tuning in. You listen to the full episode.